comes from the fighting family of Brunettes here in St. Paul. His father, quite an amateur fighter, later into the pros, didn't go real far in the pros because he had other things to do during Depression, and that was to make a living. Brian's brothers of Tommy, Bob, and Albert are all fighters, and Mom and Sis also kind of back them up, even though Mom doesn't see a lot of fights. She doesn't like to come to the arena and watch her son in the ring, but she knows somewhere she's cheering him on. Brunette has been hit with a right hand by Fuentes and tried to counter with a couple of left or right, but Fuentes caught him with a pretty good shot.
Well, we've had one surprise already tonight. Perhaps we're headed for another one. Who knows?
He's a Panay upset with a TKO in the third round by Michael Greer, somewhat of an unknown out of Memphis. Brian Brunette, All-American high school baseball player here in St. Paul. Didn't start boxing until he was around 20. Really got involved in it after he gave up baseball. And now he's perfect at 17-0.
Fuentes getting the straight right hand in, and that's because Brian Brunette is dropping his left after he throws the jab and the hook. Now there's the body punching. That's what Brunette does the best. He wants to dig that left and right into the body, and we're seeing evidence of that early.
There is some blood starting to come from Fuentes here early. Yes, it is from the nose, as he was caught by Brunette. Brunette characterized his style of being a Roberto Duran-style boxer, puncher, good body work, and said that his left hook would be the one that his opponents probably should most fear.
And we've seen evidence of that already. We've also seen him go downstairs. Good combination by Fuentes. He is ripping shots through the head of Brunette as Brunette comes in.
Fuentes sitting as the referee. Leroy Benson tried to get in to break him up. Crowd didn't like it. Fuentes really landed some shots in the head.
He is landing good combinations. Fuentes is not a big knockout puncher. So he's landing those and not really hurting Brunette at the moment, but he's landing lots of shots. What an action-packed first round.
This is the first of 10. Ringing out your Chuck Van Avery said it was the main event. In actuality, it is not. It's Bernard Taylor, one of the top-ranked featherweights. And our main event tonight, the first one's handed. And now Brian Brunette.
Now what is this? Oh my God. I don't know what that's all about. That's unbelievable. Why would the referee give him a standing 8 count on that? That's unbelievable.
30 seconds to go in round 1.
Wow.
Brunette wades in with a good right-left combination.
Boy, that's amazing.
That standing 8 count may have saved Fuentes as Brunette tees off on him here at the end of round 1.
Well, I don't think Fuentes is that hard, Sam. I think he caught a good left hook and was in a little trouble, but nothing serious. He's hitting Brunette with some good counter shots, although now Brunette's very aggressive at the end of the round.
Absolutely.
Look at the standing 8 count. Now there's a left hook. Now Fuentes just holding on a little, but not in any real trouble. You can see. I mean, I don't think that there was cause for a standing 8 count there. He got hit with a good shot. He had hit Brunette. We'll see a good left hook land. Now that's an excellent shot. He stays up. He's got his hands up. He's covering up. Has not been hit with another punch, and is a standing 8 count. That's a weird interpretation of that rule.
Well, the standing 8 count again, and interrupted round 1. Brian Brunette, you get a good look at the St. Paul youngster. Last fight, August the 8th, won a 10-rounder over Trevor Evelyn. April the 13th, got a first-round knockout over Greg Collins in Highlands, Indiana. Comes out of here fighting Rudy Fuentes.
You know, that may dictate the way Fuentes fights this fight. He may say to himself, if I'm going to get a standing 8 count on that, I've got to be extremely careful about getting hit with anything. There, he lands a good right.
Now, let me ask you one quick question. The 2 alternate referees that'll referee other fights tonight, along with the referee in the ring, are the judges here. My contention is the referee has more to do than to become a judge. Maybe that's right or wrong, but here in Minnesota, the referee does judge.
In most of the Midwestern states, the referee does judge. In Atlantic City and some other places, Las Vegas, they don't. I generally agree with you. It's better to have 3 judges.
Brunette starting to tee off with a good right hand.
Good right by Fuentes. He's countering. Now, oh, he hurt there. He's hurt.
He's down.
count.
Fuentes down in front of us. He was out straight on his face on the canvas. And Brian Brunette has his 13th knockout and his 18th consecutive victory.
Well, there may have been a doubt about the standing 8 count. No doubt about this knockout. You look at Fuentes being talked to by the ring doctor. He was blocked with a right hand and a couple of good shots by Brunette. Whatever the case about Brunette, he can punch.
So as you see Fuentes getting back to his feet, he was countering extremely well, and then all of a sudden the left-right combination was the big blows for Brunette as we take a look at the end of the fight.
Fuentes' lack of power hurts him. He had just landed a good counter shot, but Brunette walked through those punches, landed a good left hook. There's the right hand that really did the job. And again, it's because Brunette could walk through those counter shots as we look from another angle. Fuentes was able to counter off those ropes very well, as you see there, but Brian Brunette, he is a dogged competitor. We can see that after only 2 rounds.
Well, it was a left that set it up, and then 2 back-to-back rights. And the end came for Rudy Fuentes here in round number 2 as the celebrating of Brian Brunette before his hometown crowd continues in St. Paul, Minnesota. The time of the knockout.
10 seconds. Second round. Winner by KO from St. Paul, Brian Brunette.
Well, as Brian Brunette gets the TKO in the second round, Al Bernstein will scurry into the round, and we'll visit with his St. Paul, Minnesota native right after we return. Time to go into the ring.
This is the man that made the Prom Center erupt here in Minnesota, Brian Brunette. And Brian, it was an action-packed first 2 rounds of this fight. You got hit with a lot of counter punches, but you walked through them. First, I'm curious, did any of those counter shots hurt you?
No, Al, they didn't hurt me, but, you know, they kind of caught me by surprise because I was leaning in a lot, and I would say, hey, I was a little over-anxious, you know, seeing this is my first television shot, and seeing how, you know, much I wanted to go out there and do my best. I was just a little anxious, and that's what was the cause of getting hit with those shots.
Okay, Fuentes, not that easy to put down. You showed a lot of power. You showed us the body punching that you said you do well, and you did go downstairs with that left hook and the right to the body. Were you happy with that aspect?
Oh, I was very happy. See, that was our game plan, to go to the body and try to wear this guy down. And if it went 10 rounds, fine. I thought that I'd tire him out if the fight went on, you know, went on into the 10 rounds. So that was our game plan.
Now, you said you were over-anxious, this crowd urging you on, and I think you really wanted a knockout to show people you could punch with power. Were you leaning in a little bit too much, do you think?
Yeah, I was just over-anxious. See, my last 2 fights went the full 10-round distance, and some people said, hey, Brian lost his punching power. It isn't that Brian ever lost his punching power, just that he's fighting better competition every fight. So, no, I wasn't trying for a knockout, but I was trying to put my punches together.
All right, now you are 18-0. You're surrounded by your family members here, Tommy and Bob, your brothers. And I want to direct this question to Tommy. Tommy, what you saw of Brian tonight, did you think that was something that indicated to you he could fight better junior welterweights?
Well, I think after Brian's over being anxious, we're ready to move on up. He was over anxious. He got hit with some shots he shouldn't have got hit, but he came back, and it spurred him on a little bit. So I think that we're ready to move up, definitely.
Okay, Brian Brunette and his family happy. What a performance here at the Prom Center. Let's go back to Sam Smith.
Thank you and congratulations to Brian Brunette. And again, it was a big one as he finally puts down Rudy Fuentes. A second-round TKO. He finished him off here in the corner. Top-ranked boxing will continue from St. Paul. Billy England against Keith Banks when we come back in a moment.